What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackal up here, Rob Ricks. This is kind of going to be a weird story time for you. I'm going to share something with you guys that I think in sharing will help me grow. Let me check something real quick. All right. Sorry. Just had to check the battery. Um, Gosh, it's fucking cold out here. So, some of you have seen my wife, and understand I wasn't always so heavy. When I met my wife, I was 215 pounds. I was in really good shape, and I had a really, really good self-esteem to the point of being a little bit on the arrogant and cocky side. But I also was filled with a whole lot of insecurities. So I met my wife, and my wife is beautiful, and she's, to me, she is probably the hottest woman alive. But that brings with it some problems because I have really bad insecurities. So regardless of the fact that we've got 3 kids, we've been together for, almost 18 years, I still am terrified and fearful that she's going to find somebody better than me. And that insecurity over the years has led to some whoppers of fights. I remember my wife told me she wanted to go to school. She wanted to be a nurse. And my first thought was, fucking great. Now, let me rewind so you guys can understand where some of these insecurities came from. I grew up, my parents both cheated on each other. My father cheated on my mother cheated on my father, and I actually caught my mom cheating. And I had a lot of the female friends that I had, they were cheating. Same with the dudes. A lot of dudes I know are cheating. And that always fucked with me because I always wondered, how is it you can love somebody, but yet so you're going to step out and fuck around, And I'm not going to get into that. That's, everybody has their own cross to bear, their own moral compass that they have to deal with. But me particularly, these insecurities that I have were a big weak spot in my armor. Something that somebody could exploit against me relatively easily. So I had all of these horrible thoughts, picturing my wife going to college, meeting all these fun people, and, people that were maybe smarter than me, professors, things of that nature. And then when I knew it was inevitable she's going to graduate, she's going to be a nurse, And so, of course, we're watching shit like, what is that fucking show? With McDreamy, Dr. McDreamy, over in Boston Med. Anyway, you guys know the movie the TV show I'm talking about. I can't remember it. If it pops up, I'll blurt it out. But anyway, I'm thinking about these damn clauses, these doctors screwing around the nurses, and I'm like, shit, and some of it was a quasi self-esteem issue at the time. I was like, well, fuck, what can Rob Ricks, offer and compare to, a doctor who is fucking blah, blah, blah. Because my ex, for example, we ended up breaking up, and she ended up hooking up with this fucking engineer dude who had all these laundromats and monies, and I was hearing stories about them going to these vineyards and all this other stuff, and I'm like, great, she fucking traded up. I took time away from school, put her through school, and then when she was done with her schooling or whatever else, she was like, fuck, I don't need you anymore. That was the perception. So these insecurities gnawed at me for years. And, my wife's like, dude, I'm not your ex. I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's still something that scares me, And we had this one big fight. And finally what I did, and I'm sharing this with you guys because I've had people around me my entire life that gave me the knowledge, but for whatever reason, I just didn't follow it. It didn't click. Until one moment, and this was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, me and a wife got in this huge fight. And I walked away, and I meditated, and I thought about it, and then finally a thought came to me and said, so what? So what if she does? Why stress? Why worry about some shit? If it happens, you deal with it. If she slips up and she does something horrific like that, she's out of your life, fuck it. It's not meant to be. I had a friend years ago, my friend Terso. He said to me, Rob, you don't own anybody, and you're not guaranteed shit. I'm paraphrasing this. So Terso, if you're watching this, feel free to correct me down there. But he said, enjoy the time that you have, because nothing's ever guaranteed. And just understand you don't own the other person. You can't control it. They're free will. They can do whatever they want. So can you. So here I am years later, and his words, paraphrased, come into my foggy brain, and I'm like, some bitch. He's right. So I told my wife I was sorry, and I apologized. And I said, fuck it. It is what it is. I don't know you. I don't control you. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. Go do this. Go do that. Go do whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know, I said, now, in the old days, if a friend said, hey, I want to go to the club with you, I'm going to do this, I was like, fuck that, I'll go with you, you know. And I'd say, it's not you, you know, I trust you, I just don't trust these motherfuckers that are come up and holler at you. You know, they might do something, right? Okay, so at that point, 4+ years ago, I looked at my wife and I said, you know what, if your friends want to go clubbing or whatever, knock yourself out, you know. Just do me a solid, let me know where you're at, check in with me, and that's it. That way, if you do turn up missing, I tell the cops, hey, the last text I got, she was over at such and such. Go look over there. You know what I mean? And it was only when I let go and I said, fuck it, that I was then able to work on myself and say, okay, why do you have these insecurities? Oh, you don't think you're worthy? Oh, you think she's going to find somebody better than you? You're fucking tripping, dude. Look at what you do. You do this for her. You do this for her. You do this for the kids. You do this. You provide. You're consistent. You do this. Blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, hey, I'm a pretty good catch. Right? And when I realized that, that's when the insecurity started to go down. Now, it's a work in progress, guys. I still have insecurities. I still do. She tells me, oh, my coworker, he's so fun, and blah, 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 blah. There's a little voice in me like, motherfucker, who is this guy? You got to meet him and let him know. Motherfucker, what? What motherfucker? Rrr, alpha male. Ooh, she belonged to me. You know? But then I realized, dude, that's fucking stupid. Why? I shouldn't have to do that. She's got a fucking ring on. No, she's fucking married. It has to be consensual. She'd have to say, yeah, I want to be with this dude. And the responsibility would be on her, not me. So I'm dealing with my insecurities. If some of you guys have this type of an issue, realize you have to find the root cause of it. Start working on yourself. And as you improve yourself and you start to be more confident in yourself, your mate will appreciate that, because she'll start to say, yeah, this motherfucker is put together and he's solid. He's not going to be fucked. Somebody can't come and mind fuck him. You know what I mean? So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys, because, you know, I think in sharing things like this, we can help each other. We can support each other. So anyway, that's one of my big chinks in my armor. Insecurities. Trust issues. And that's big, because if you don't have trust in your relationship, you don't have a relationship. So now I trust my wife. She can fucking do whatever she wants. She can go out with whatever she wants. She can do this. I trust her. She's never given me a reason to not trust her. There it is. I have some of my partners that I know, shit, the story, oh my Lord, the shit happening on Facebook? Damn. So, I'm blessed. I ain't tripping. All right, guys. That's it for now. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends. Until next time, please be good to each other.